Welcome to the Single Mom Life, powered by the Single Mom Network. We are your hosts. I am TJ Alvarado.
My name's Jill Douglas.
And I am Stephanie Tiller.
The Single Mom Network is an organization developed to assist in connecting single moms to the resources they need worldwide so that they can be successful in their business and careers while overcoming everyday challenges as a single parent. Our goal is to connect moms so that they can utilize these resources in combating those challenges and come out successful every single day.
Stephanie, what are we talking about today, girl?
So listen, I knew you was gonna ask. I don't know, I just knew.
I'm ready.
So listen, today's topic, it's a breakthrough topic. Single moms who raise boys.
Booyah. Woo!
Bada bing, bada bang.
Boy, mom.
So, boys. Uh-oh. Single moms.
Single mom.
Uh-oh. So listen, today, normally we give you guys like a little chittle chatter and we talk about, you know, what we think the show is going to be about or how we even feel about it. This is such a breakthrough topic. We're not even going to play around with it. We have Mr. Claude Gatlin here today, and he's going to come with Kool Kids Atlanta. Kool Kids with a K. K for cool, K for kids, Kool Kids Atlanta. He's going to come and he's going to give us all these different things that we don't know as women. Teaching guy stuff or boy stuff or
How
you know.
to deal with those crazy.
Yes.
I mean, come on. I'm a girl. I got girl stuff down.
Not only that, like identifying those positive role models that you would need for these young men. It is so much, I mean, it's jam-packed and he needs to do more talking than we do. So without further ado, we would love to introduce Mr. Claude Gatlin. Welcome back to the Single Moms Network. Listen, we told you guys already about this topic that we're having today. There's no way that we could possibly have this topic on a panel other than this one without a male figure. We have Mr. Claude Gatlin here from Kool Kids Atlanta. Welcome.
Thank you.
So first and foremost, because they're gonna jump you in just a second. But first and foremost, like tell us a little bit about the Kool Kids Atlanta.
Yeah, Kool Kids of Atlanta is a mentoring program that we like to do mentoring different, fun. We kind of look at ourselves as a preventative program, and our goal is to make sure that we are getting young men ready for college and career.
Okay. Awesome. So wait, you said getting them ready for college, like Urban League, like.
So like, you know, just we do a lot of college exposure, do a lot of college tours, but at the same time, that's why I use college and career. We want to make sure that we are making sure all our boys are balanced. So even if that young man decides not to go to school, then we also bring in exposure. So we partner with different careers, barbers, or whoever it may be in the community, they can give them that exposure.
So basically, you're letting them know if you're not college material, because some people aren't. And that's the reality. There's a trade or something that you can, you know, do outside of college to take care of your family.
Right. So my number one thing is that you may not be, if that's your decision, but you always have to study. In any field that you desire to do, you always have to prepare yourself and study to be the best.
Right.
So that's the number one thing that a lot of young men, if they are saying they don't want to go to college, then I'm trying to figure out what's their reason. If it's lazy, because you don't want to academic challenge yourself, and everything we do, we have to study and challenge ourselves. So I just need to know what it is that you pushing back to actually say that you don't want to go to college.
Right.
I love that, like digging in, saying, well, what is that really about? Like take it back a little bit.
Yeah.
That's
Counseling, therapy, in a sense.
Yeah.
So like, and speaking of therapy and counseling, like why is it so important for the mentorship? Like,
mentor have a lot of different components to it. Sometimes it's an outlet for a young man when they actually need to talk about certain things in their life. It's also a network opportunity for them. So for example, if they are trying to go in a certain career, then what I try to do, I'm not an engineer, but I actually try to partner with the engineer. We had an opportunity to go visit Chick-fil-A about a couple of weeks ago, and one of the unique things about that, they know Chick-fil-A from just walking in the doors of Chick-fil-A, but they didn't understand that Chick-fil-A has different components to it. And so they was actually had the opportunity to speak to a lot of the men that was at Chick-fil-A to talk about their career. So they met engineers, technology side of Chick-fil-A. So that was really great.
It's crazy that you even brought up Chick-fil-A because, like you said, they have different components to it. Their mannerisms are unmatched.
Right.
That's why they are gone. That's why they're still going. They go far, and you know, not just their religious preference, but I mean, they go far because of the way they treat people.
Yeah, you say thank you, they're trained to say my pleasure.
My pleasure.
It's just.
I could never, I wait for it. My pleasure. Okay, thank you. You have a great, you know, but I'm always that mannerable. So like for you, what do you like most about mentoring?
What I like most about mentoring is the beginning, especially like take a young man that someone pretty much can count out. I like the ending results. So it's always like a seed that's getting planted. So take the elementary level. Right, and I know at an elementary level, a teacher can get frustrated with a student, for example. But the ending result, that teacher would never pretty much see the end result, and so that student moves on. Right. And so mentoring kind of work in that same aspects of, I have had the pleasure to work with young men from 5th grade all the way to graduating and going to college. And that ending result is always awesome because I also remember the tough times that the parent may have had with that young man. So that's the pleasure I get out of it.
I love that. Well, I would like to ask too, just because, you know, we are women, we are single moms, and sometimes there's not that male role model in our child's life, in our boy's life. So then what I encounter, because I have 2 boys, is like, how would you say, as mentoring these young men and everything else, like for me as a mom, how do I instill in my child, like, you know, some of those, I want you to be responsible, I want you to be a contribution to the family, not in an adult sense or anything like that, but like, I want you, or like a man in the house, not that, right, because that's not appropriate, but like, to build him up in his independence too. And I'm not the male role model. You know, I don't have that in my home.
So my take on that is always how I look at how my mom pretty much directed me. I think definitely he should have responsibilities. But as that child moves into adolescent or move into 16 to 18, some single moms, not all, can make the mistake of allowing him to have the responsibility as what a husband would do. And so you always got to play that mother role. So if he's paying bills, then that's go into a grown man role. I have seen where a parent would be like, he may act like he's my father in a sense. But naturally, a boy always going to be the protector, but I definitely would say that if you give him the role of a grown man, he's going to start acting in that sense, right? So you just got to be careful and making sure he's understanding what's your reason for him having those roles, right? So it's steps to life. So you want him to be independent when he walk out of your home, not necessarily that you give him the role to run your home.
Yeah.
So that is definitely different. So with that being said, what are some of the common mistakes that you think that women make, you know, when raising boys, whether it's detrimental, you know, cultural differences? Like, what do you see most in, you know, for single moms raising boys?
Some of the mistakes is just natural overprotecting and never want to let go.
Can you give an example? I mean,
all right, so if your son is in high school, for example, and he have a situation with academic school teacher, whatever, moms want to be the first on the scene, set up the meeting with the principal and the teacher. You got to give him that responsibility. Have you talk to your teachers? Have you talk to the principal? What have you done? I'm going to back you up, but you pushing him, because in life, if he having a situation on the job, he have to take that accountability. So you can't protect him with the situation you know he's going to occur in life. If he not, you gonna always be that saver So mama got fired. You going on the job to talk to the boss. So you have to start, you got to keep in mind what is your goal and you aiming for him to be in the future.
That's awesome. Yeah, the long-term picture and vision of like our job is not to protect them from everything or save them, which I think sometimes as a mom, I want to like, oh my baby, but it's not our role. Our role, and I say that actually to my kids, I say my role is to keep you safe and to help you be the best version of you in this world and be a contribution. But like, yeah, that end goal.
So as an example, take yesterday for example, my son was actually learning how to ride his bike. He's not perfect. And so the number one thing I had to let him know, you will fall and you will be hurt. And so that's already expectation. So when it happened, he don't just freak out about it because he know he's gonna fall and he's gonna hurt.
Yes,
so,
Sometimes things are just hidden in plain sight.
Yes.
I mean, it's not like we don't know that, but to put it in word form, it just, I don't know, it's just like solving a riddle.
And
so
freedom.
Yes.
you gotta give
See
him that
what's gonna happen.
I can just about like already imagine how well your program is ran, but what makes your program different than other programs?
Once again, I use the word preventive. That's one of the things I focus on a lot. And when you think about preventives, that you know that they're gonna face this obstacle. So that obstacle could be gang, it could be drugs, it could be girls. So preventive is making sure that you already talking to them, exposing them, and having those discussions, or bring in. And I'm very smart about not always saying that I know it all, but my network will bring it. And so I would actually connect with people that work with gang and prevention. And then on the flip side, I may have to bring somebody in from CDC to come speak about the drug epidemiology. So those type of different things that I try to focus on is prevented.
Do you ever take field trips to like homeless shelters or like really like crazy scary areas? I heard like, I think it was Tony Robbins say, you know, if you can like get a painful experience with like, you know, give them a painful experience, they never want to touch it again. I don't know,
So we absolutely dive in. We go down to Auburn Street Avenue, not Auburn Street, Peachtree and Pine used to be a shelter. If you know where Peachtree and Pine at, we take our boys directly to Peachtree and Pine.
You leave them there?
No, we work on the corner. We actually providing what we call care bags. We do the care bags. But the unique about that part is the spirit itself works, right? And so it's always someone there that speak into the life of those boys. Like it's not even planned, right?
Yes.
And so I tell them, number one, you do not just hand the bag and go, but you giving them something, they're gonna give you something. And so typically they'll come back totally different because it's the word of the wisdom that they receive, right? So it's not always coming from me, even though they're in my program, it's not always coming from you because you're the parent. But I believe in that. And so that a lot of the boys be wild because here's the thing, in their head they thinking, if I go to college, if I do this, I will always have the best life. But now you met somebody who said they went to college.
Oh, yeah.
So what is you see? So it's a wake-up call for them saying that reality,
And
So,
life.
And life.
Life will knock you down a couple of times.
That's great.
That is wonderful. That I love how you said that they give the bags and then there's an exchange. You don't just leave it and go. You actually have a conversation, and that is really to me that stands out in my mind about your organization. I love it.
So how can people help, finance that, portion of your mentor program?
Oh, yeah, it's quite easy. On our website, www.koolkidsatl.com. We always ask for donations. Anytime we're doing like college tours, we do have those that can afford and those who cannot. And so we always support the ones that cannot and trying to find ways that we can resource it. Awesome. We do fundraisers and different things in that way. So anytime we host an event, we'll like for those who can come out and support it.
Awesome. And you're located only in Atlanta, or are you looking to expand?
So we are Metro. We meet primarily in Atlanta, but we have students that are coming from Cobb now. Clayton County and Henry County is one of our biggest groups. But we also, wherever the parent is willing to travel, we are as well.
Nice. All right. So there's a lot more information to be had, to be said. This program, to me, I feel like is groundbreaking because I am a parent, single mom, raising a boy. I've taken him downtown. We feed the homeless. When you said it, like, I understand the finances that come behind it. We feed homeless out of my own pocket, and sometimes it's costly, but it was the benefit that my son got from it. So I took him a couple of times, and then he asked to go a couple of times, and I needed him to ask that without me having to say anything. So now when he see people, it's a different kind of interaction. It's a much different kind of interaction. He's not going to just wave you by. He's going to, come over, how you doing, and, everything all right. And he may try to offer a resource. Well, they got something going on. Right. And they wouldn't even expect it from him because he's a kid, Well, he's not a kid. He's 18 now. But what you're doing is so amazing. And I commend you, for being a positive role model for these young men. And, just taking the time to care. Every show we get a chance to talk to you and have encouragement time where we give you motivational tips. And, I'm sure today's tips is going to be pretty good. So I'm going to start over there first, and then we'll come back.
Okay. So single mom raising a boy, my tip to you is to be a fly girl, FLY. First, love yourself. Because you are the woman that your young man is looking up to, and you want to set the standard for him. You want to embody and be that woman example of the kind of wife that he wants to have. So to add to that, build him up with your mouth. That way, as he grows up, he's going to pick a woman of integrity like yourself, who's dedicated to hard work, but who also will always use her words to build him up. So build up your son, be a fly girl, first love yourself.
Awesome, that's so great. I would say that my tip today is to, again, I feel like I say this a lot, but trust yourself. Trust yourself as a mom, trust yourself as a woman, and even though sometimes your son, especially as they get older, they're gonna give some pushback, but just remember that that's part of the natural order of things, that we are the wall, so to speak, and they need to know that we're gonna be there and we're not gonna go away, and this is the way of things. I'm in charge here, with the boys. I think that's really important. And then build the rest of your community around you, the parts that maybe they need to see. Get a mentor, get a coach, get a pro. Yeah, I love that. So that's my tip.
It's on you.
My tip. My tip is just always remember that mentoring is not always just for students that are in trouble or troubled youth. Once again, going back to the word preventive, get them active, get them involved as soon as possible. It don't necessarily have to be Kool Kids, but I do believe in whatever you do, get them in some mentoring program that's going to be active.
So my tip would be all of those tips. But all of those tips in one to me means a safe zone. You have to be the safe zone for your boys. These boys, they carry a lot of weight. Men don't talk about how they're feeling, and when they're emotional or when you hurt their feelings, or when something is wrong and they know they can't correct it and it's out of their control and it's out of their reach, they don't have that person or those people that they can go to be the safe zone. So open a line of communication with your boys. Sons, nephews, it doesn't have to be your biological child for you to be that person that they can feel comfortable enough to go to. Be that safe zone. It's a judgmental free zone. No matter what they've done, is no sin is greater than the next. So it's not like you're judging them. We're not God, and He's not accepting any applications for our help. So with that being said, if you are their safe zone, be their safe haven. Let them come to you safe and free of judgment, and you will see a different, walk and talk about them, and they'll have a different kind of communication with you and with someone, because they need someone to love on them and, take that in. So that's my tip.
Awesome. Thank you. Awesome. Such great tips. Thank you so much, Claude, for being here. It's been a pleasure to get your insight and input and everything from your organization. So I want to thank all of you for tuning in to The Single Mom Life, powered by the Single Mom Network, where dreams meet opportunities. See you next week.